Okay, it's about time. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to attend today's webinar. My name is Henry Chen and I'm from SolaX Technical Training Center. After the last webinar, I received a lot of valuable feedback and suggestions. I will aim to provide a clear and more detailed explanation in the future training sessions, ensuring that everyone leaves with substantial takeaways. And let's start today's webinars with the SolaX new meter. Before the beginning of today, I need to say something. If you have any question during the process of the webinar, please do not hesitate but to type this question on the question box, and our professional technical support will help you to give you an answer. Okay, so let's start. The meter, as the one of the most common and reliable device in the electrical system, works in conjunction with the SolaX inverter, EV charger, and the adapter box J2. Similar to the previous training, let's begin today's contents with the feedback analysis of the meter. The technology behind the meter is very advanced, and almost all inverter manufacturers source their meter from the specialized manufacturer, including Huawei, Growart, and Fox ESS. This leads to the first problem. Our meters are hard to identify. Currently, our company mainly uses the chained meter, which features the classic blue and white design. And here is only a very small X on the label to show that this is the SolaX meter. For the agents representing the multiple inverter brands, it is easy to confuse the SolaX meters with others. This can result in the customer connecting the wrong meter to our system. Therefore, we need a meter that is easier to recognize. Secondly, our company offers dual meter solutions such as the SolaX microgrid and AC coupling. However, connect them is much more difficult in practice than it looks on paper. The customer must find a space for both the meter and connect them separately or use another CT. The wiring and the installation can be quite complex. Thirdly, the SolaX currently uses two types of meter, the standard meter and the meter CT. Apart from the label, they look almost the same. However, the connection point for the power line of the meter is different from the one on the meter CT. If the wrong type of the meter is connected, it can create serious safety risk and cause the irreversible damage. And fourthly, as shown in the diagram, the current mainstream meter CT has very small and closely placed ports for connecting power lines. This can easily lead to short circuit and explosion. Just showing at this green terminal port. And fifthly, the three-phase meter has many setting options. Some are really very not necessary, but incorrect settings can cause the meter faults. To address these issues, we create a video called the Fix Meter Fault Problem within 10 minutes. This video has been very successful with over 2,000 viewers on YouTube. However, this view count also shows that our customer face many related problems and showing the need for improvement to our meter. So you can see that this is the list I used for the meter fault detection, and I will set the arrow settings in the meter, and any of these options, once set to a wrong value, the inverter will report a meter fault immediately. So today's contents we are mainly dividing into this 4 parts and will cost you about half an hour. So let's start with the introductions to the new and old meters. Let's start from the SolaX old meters. Our company has launched several meter products, including the Eastern and the chained meters. Currently, the main stock available on the market consists of 4 chained meters, which are the single-phase meter, three-phase meter, three-phase meter with CT, and the single-phase meter with CT. Sorry, I circled in wrong sequence. And the panel used the changed blue and white color and the logo design. On the right side, there is the silver label with the SolaX logo, but you can find that the logo is really extremely small, so it's very easy to mix up with another company's meter. And the chain's own electric meter without logo cannot be compatible with our product protocol. I think you might know that. And now let's have a look at the start of today, the SolaX new meter. First, it is important to know that the SolaX new meter now all belongs to a meter CT, whether it's the single phase or three phase. So we will not offer a direct meter anymore in the new brand. The new generation of the meter has completely removed the chained branding, and with the design now primarily showcasing the SolaX style and logo with the orange and the white color design. The page shows the single phase meter M140. The M1 stands for the single phase meter, so it could be the M1 or the M3 for our meter. And the 40 means that 40 milliamp, sorry. So that means now our new meter belongs to the milliamp meter. So that means the M140 can be used to measure the current conditions of the grid power in an inverter system. And correspondingly, the M340 is the new meter design for the three-phase circuit. It also features a completely different UI design and wiring design, and I will provide a detailed comparison later. The M140 and M340 will replace the DDSU CT and the DTSU 666 CT as the SolaX solutions for the single-phase and three-phase meter in the future. And considering the dual meter circuit like the microgrid and AC coupling, we also designed a meter that features a SolaX style, which we name it as the M340 Dual. For example, in the microgrid solution, the customer can connect the meter 1 and meter 2 to the grid to load and the inverter to load ports. You can see these two ports in this picture, respectively. And in other words, the M340 Dual can perform the functions of two meters in one. Additionally, for communications between the meter and inverter, there are two different wiring options available. You can connect it to the meter using a single 2-pin wire like the old meter, or use a wire with a RJ45 terminal to connect with the meter. And for the high voltage circuit existing 480 watts, we also offer a new solution called M340 White. The functions of the M340 White is similar to that of the M340 Dual, and is also connected to the dual CTs. It is designed to a specific high voltage scenario ranging from the 50 watts to 960 watts, which is why it is named as the White. This meter is currently still in development phase. So next, let's take a look at the UI design and operation of the new meter. Compared to the traditional chained meter, the new meter has made a significant change in its port design. These three topology diagrams shows the design of the M140, M340, and M340 Dual. It is worth noting that only the three-phase meter allows for the parameter setting, while the single-phase meter can only display circuit data. The M140 and M340 both have the protective cover over their ports, so let's open them to look at the specific port definition. For M140, it only requires a single-phase power supply, connecting the live wire to the air and the neutral wire to the N. The A and B are used for the communication with inverter. The I negative and I positive are used to connect with the CT. In the diagram, the point D shows a plus indicator and it will flash when the meter is functioning normally. And now let's focus on the M340. In the diagram, the L1, L2, L3 and N port at the point A are used to connect to the neutral and the live wires. The point B have a specific current input terminal connected to the branch of CTs. And the point C is used to output the sampling data to the inverter and other device. As you can see, compared to the single-phase meter, the three-phase meter has additionally functions indicator that flash when the meter phase sequence is being adjusted. The bottom in the area E is used for viewing the power data on the LCD and for configuring the parameters. And now let's take a look at the appearance of the M340 dual and M340 wide. Although this meter can function as two separate meters, its size is almost identical to the old meter, and let's examine their point definition in more detail. The other port need not to be labeled on, and let's just focus on the two CT port. They are labeled as the CT1 grid to load and the CT2 inverter to load. So let's have a simple test. So can you know that if I name this city as the area A and this city as the area B, do you know we need to connect to the city 1 to A or the city 1 to B? If anyone have getting in touch with our microgrid solution, you might know that. But you can also know how to make the connection due to the name of the port. Since one name is the inverter to load and another is the grid to load. So the CT1, the grid to load, should be connected with the area B, and the CT2, inverter to load, should be connected to the area A. So this, due to the naming labels on the meter, the customer will not make any fault in such connection. Okay, so next I will compare the old and new meter. Since many companies like Huawei and Foxy SS use the meter models that are same as the changed old meters, these sessions can also serve as a comparison with some competitors. And first, the installation environments and the space are always the serious topic for the inverter system. In many distribution boxes, there might be several reserved circuit breaker, but there might not be enough space to install the meter. The width of the three-phase meter has been reduced from 72 mm to 55 mm, just showing this picture. Make it more suitable for the installation in small distribution cabinets. Additionally, the size of the M340 dual is almost identical to that of the old meter, meaning the new meter can achieve the functions that are previously required 2 meters while occupying the same space. And secondly, the new meter separates the high and the low voltage area, enhancing the safety and reducing the interference from the power line on the communication line. And let's take a look at the design of the old three-phase meter city. The port at the top and the bottom are used to connect the positive and negative terminals of the city. The upper green terminal, like shown in this diagram, is used for connecting the high voltage power, and the what is the really make people surprising is that the neutral port is even designed to the right of the city port. So many customer and staff has expressed the fusions over this design. For a new meter, we have fully considered this feedback. Below the mainstream is the high voltage area for the power supply, where the upper part is the low voltage area for communication. This makes the wiring more organized and avoids signal interference between the wires. And compared to the meter city have a larger current value, which is biggest advanced. However, connecting the CT to the meter is not that easy. Each positive and negative terminal of the three CTs need to be inserted into the old meter, and a screwdriver is required to tighten each connection. And I also have tried this, and it spent me nearly 2 minutes to finish the connections with the CT and meters for the old meter. However, the new meter uses a quick connect terminal for the CT, which reduces installation errors and allows for the direct plug and play for fast installation. I also have tried it before with the 3 new meters and spent 15 seconds, 1 second, and 2 seconds respectively. And although I think you are all should be very quite familiar with the meter, I am still explaining a few more details. The 5 amp and the 40 milliamp here represent the basic current value. This value is used to determine the minimum current and required to start measuring the energies. And in the other word, the smaller the basic current value. Okay, I will write down the name here. Basic current value. The smaller the basic current value, the higher the sensitivity of the meter and the more accurate of the measurement. The new meter is a milliamp meter, just what I've talked to you before, which has less effect and a lower circuit impedance and improved the signal to noise radio, and enhanced the measurement accuracy and the transmission distance compared to the previous 5 amp secondary current meter. Additionally, we offer a range of the optional configuration support circuits up to 1000 amp. And the new meter have removed most of the setting that the customer do not use, reducing the learning curve and minimize the incurrent setting that could cause issues. Additionally, it will support modifying the meter parameters or settings through an app or via the inverter in the future. In the left image, the configurations options for the DTSU66 CT are shown if the protocol or the baud rate is set incorrect. The meter will be unable to communicate with the inverter. However, in our system, these two settings only have one possible configuration. Therefore, in the new meter, we have removed these two settings to prevent the customer error, as the protocol will always only be input 1 and the baud rates will always be 9600. Furthermore, since our system solution only connect a maximum of 2 meters for the same device, so the selectable range for the address has changed from the 1 to 247 to the 1 or 2. Some unnecessary settings like the plus output and the display in terms has also been removed from the new meter. And I believe everyone have encountered many cases where the energy flow diagram is not functioning properly. Most of these cases are caused by incorrect installation positions or the running installations of the measurement device. However, we cannot solve the issues caused by the customer installing the meter at the round current point, but however, the new meter have automatic adjustment functions for the direction and the phase sequence. The old meters cannot correct the data issues caused by the phase sequence error during the self-check with the inverter, where the new meter can automatically adjust and correct all such issues. And this will increase the success rate of the meter installations and reduce troubleshootings required when addressing after sales issues. Just like showing this picture. So normally we need to connect the phase sequence should be RST, right? And the arrow's direction should point to the inverter, correct, right? But you can see that although we connect the directions wrong or we connect the phase sequence wrong, the three phase new meter can still use normally. But if you do such things in an old meter circuit, this kind of case cannot work normally. And lastly, I will show you how to make the installations of the new meter. Since let's have a view about how to make the installation of the old meter first. And the first step is to clip the CT onto the corresponding live wires, and then you need to insert the CTs. You need to insert 6 wires into the old meter and use the screwdriver to tighten them. It will cost you many times, just what I said. And what's more, you need to connect the communication cable in the meter, pin 4 to pin 24, port 24, pin 5 to port 25, like this. And last, you need to connect the power line. You need to connect the 3 light wire on the green terminal and the natural wire at here. And lastly, you need to connect the communication cable another side to the inverter. And let's make a compare between the new meter and old meter. Since in the new meter we will offer a green terminal for the power line, so that will be much more safer if you use such terminal. If you connect the wire, 4 wires on the terminal and insert the terminal to the in the meter, that will be more safer. I mean, and what's more, you also need to clip the CTs onto the corresponding live line. And if a customer makes small error, that's okay, still okay. And for the communication between the meter and the inverter, the customer can still use the 2-pin communication cable or just use the network cable to finish that connection. Just need to make sure the port you make the connection is the correct port. And lastly, it's the same to connect another side of the communication cable to the inverter. So you will find the installation for new meter is much more easier. So that's all the contents of today's. Thanks for your time to attend. And if you have any other questions, please type your questions in the question box. And before you leave, please leave us some feedback to improve our work in the future. And you will also have a chance to win a $50 or €50 Amazon voucher. So that's all the contents today. Thank you all and wish you enjoy today. Bye bye.